salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be giving recommendations for romances that have Beauty and the Beast retellings in them. Hello, how are you? Welcome or welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to Trope Week and Vlogmas. Today is the last day of Trope Week. We did it, you guys. We did it. I've been pre-filming so much. If you guys didn't know, I've been doing a little series on my channel where for an entire week I have been giving book recommendation videos every single day. I pick a specific trope and then I give you a bunch of recommendations on it. And today is the last day, and we're talking about Beauty and the Beast retellings. I have the entire week's playlist down below so that you guys can check it out, because I did 6 other videos where I picked a bunch of different tropes and gave recommendations for them. I did recommendations for Omega-verse romances, Christmas romances, BDSM romances, second chance romances, all the things will be listed down below. Okay, so the very first book that I want to talk about is Ravished by Amanda Quick. We read this book for my book club, The Historical Hellions. If you guys didn't know, I do host a book club called The Historical Hellions. I host it with Jessica from Peace Love Books. We really focus on historical romances. We read a bunch of historical romances that are published before the year 2000. So this was one of our book picks. Let me show you the step back really quick. Follows our characters Harriet and Gideon. Harriet is a paleontologist. She hunts fossils and she's absolutely obsessed with them. So if you like historical romance that have blue stocking heroines, this one definitely has it. She hunts for fossils in this cave by her house, and she's starting to realize that there is thieves among the castle. They are hiding stolen goods within the castle. She ends up reaching out to the lord that kind of owns that land, and that is how Gideon, our hero, comes into play. Gideon is known as the Beast of Blackthorn. A lot of the townspeople have falsely accused him of some really horrible things. He has a bad reputation, and our heroine really doesn't care about that. All she is focused on is making sure that she can get to her fossils. So she ends up spending time with our hero, and they sort of get in a compromise position where they have to have a marriage of convenience, and it follows their romance. I love this one. Our heroine was amazing. She's such a strong-willed, independent heroine, and I loved her love that she had for our hero. So protective of him and just loved on him, even though everybody else kind of wrote him off as this beast, quote unquote. And yeah, I just really love this one. Our author that just nails it every single time is Kerrigan Byrne. This book is How to Love a Duke in 10 Days. It is the first book in the Devil You Know series. This is a series of 3 books in total, but I don't think that you have to read the series in order. I will quickly say that this book has some trigger warnings for sexual assault. All of Kerrigan Byrne books have a slightly darker element to them. They're a little bit darker historical romances and usually have some type of trigger warning. The book follows our heroine, Lady Alexandria Lane, and she is another blue stocking heroine that has quite an interesting job. She's an archaeologist. A pretty dark past and secrets from her past that she is trying to hide. I don't want to say exactly like what her past is because I feel like that's kind of a spoiler to the book, but let's just say she has some secrets, but she is being blackmailed. Someone is threatening to tell the entire world all of her secrets, so she is like paying this unknown person to keep her secret and not blackmail her. She's paying this unknown person to keep her secret, but she is running out of money, so she is desperate to get married and find a wealthy gentleman so that she can continue to pay this blackmailer. Ends up meeting our hero, and he is known as the Terror of Torcliffe, I believe. So it's another Beauty and the Beast retelling. He is also a scarred hero that has a dark past of his own. He is looking for a wife, and they have a marriage of convenience. And this one, I love this book so freaking much. Darkness from her past is like in chapter 1. Like it opens up in a really dark, heartbreaking way to see our heroine go through that in like the very first chapter. But what I loved about this book is our hero was so patient with our heroine, and he really took the time to show her that she is worthy of love. It's just honestly so freaking sweet. I love this book, and it is such a great start to the series. So the next historical romance that I want to mention is A Beastly Kind of Earl by Mia Vinci. This book follows Thea and Rafe. Thea, our heroine, is kind of like the black sheep of her family. Her reputation is ruined by a bunch of lies that some men have told about her. She is pretty determined to set the record straight. She doesn't really talk to her family, but she does talk to her sister. Her sister is betrothed to marry an Earl, which is quite devastating because her sister is actually in love with someone else. So Thea ends up pretending to be her sister so that her sister can like go marry the love of her life, and then Thea is gonna like pretend to marry this Earl. She is such a trickster and loves to play pranks, so she just pretends to be her sister. She also kind of has an ulterior motive of wanting to get some money from this marriage because she wants to publish a book that is going to clear her reputation and tell the truth. Hero Rafe kind of knows that she's not being entirely truthful, but neither is he. He's looking for a wife because the only way he can gain his inheritance is if he gets married. They both have ulterior motives for this marriage, and neither of them intend to go through with the marriage, but of course it follows their romance and they end up falling for each other. This is a grumpy sunshine romance. Our heroine is a sunshine heroine. She is so silly and hilarious and loves to joke around and play pranks. And then our hero Rafe is like the stoic, grumpy hero that has sworn off love because of his damaged past. So this one is a great, light-hearted Beauty and the Beast retelling. I highly recommend it, and I don't really hear a lot of people talk about Mia Vinci. Okay, so the next one I would consider a historical novella because it is set in World War II. So this one is Briarly by Aster Glenn Gray. This is a male-male romance. So our hero, he is headed on a business trip, and he has a tradition that every time he comes home from like a business trip, he always brings his daughter a rose. So he ends up finding this abandoned castle with beautiful roses and goes to take one. Well, the owner of the house is not very happy with that and basically like threatens to keep him as prisoner. And you guys know how the story of Beauty and the Beast goes. Our other hero is cursed. He's actually a dragon, and the only way for him to break the curse is for him to fall in love. So he tries to convince our other hero to like trade in his daughter, you know, so that he can find someone to love. But our main hero is like, you're crazy. I'm not going to be trading in my daughter for some freaking roses. So if you want someone, you're gonna get me. And this is a really slow burn romance that really focuses on their friendship and turns into a romantic relationship, and it's beautifully written. And I normally don't like World War II romances, but this one is mainly set in the castle and has a little bit of a magical element to it, so I just think the author did a fantastic job. It's such a unique Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I highly recommend it. The next one is another novella. This one is His Beauty by Jack Harbin. This is also available on Kindle Unlimited. All of the books that I've mentioned, this one probably follows the Beauty and the Beast storyline the most. Like, it is literally Beauty and the Beast but with a feminine twist. So our hero, he's a beast and he lives in a castle, and the way that he meets our heroine is that her father actually tries to steal from the castle, which really pisses our hero off. Her is really sick and cannot afford to be prisoner in this castle, so she stays with the beast as kind of repayment for what her father stole from him, and it follows their romance. What I liked about this one is Belle was super feminist and took a lot of things into her own hands. She fights right alongside the beast. She's super strong-willed, and what's also really awesome about this one is that the beast remains a beast the entire time. The entire time. Though they fall in love, he doesn't change. He also doesn't change when they're having like, you know, more steamy moments. So I would consider this kind of like a monster romance a little bit. I don't know. Anyways, this one is a lot of fun. Okay, so the last one that I want to talk about is The Beast by Katie Roberts. This is the 4th or 5th book in the Wicked Villain series. I can't remember which number it is. I don't think you have to read this series in order, but I love all of the books in this series. Basically, what the Wicked Villain series is, I talk about it a lot on my channel because I love it, but it is a twist on Disney fairy tales, and it features all of the villains. So all of the villains are the hero in the story. So So there's a romance between Jafar and Jasmine. There's a romance between Ursula and Ariel and Eric. So just a bunch of twists on Disney fairy tales. And this one is a polyamorous romance with Beast, Belle, and Gaston. So there are 3 people in this romance, and it is so steamy and wonderful and just a fun, wild time. Or Isabel is a daughter of a powerful person in Carter City, and she was actually previously in a relationship with both Beast and Gaston. The relationships never worked out because she kept them separate. She was in like an individual relationship with Beast and an individual relationship with Gaston, and it ended horribly. All of their hearts were broken. So now she is back at this club, kind of like to auction herself off, and Beast and Gaston are wanting to be back with her, kind of for revenge because their heart is broken, but also because they love her. They finally realize that the reason that the relationship didn't work out is because they work better as a polyamorous couple, a threesome, and they end up following their romance. This one is super steamy and wonderful, as are all of Katie Roberts' books, and I just really like this one. So those are all of the Beauty and the Beast retellings that I want to recommend. I know there are so many more. I know there are so many more that I need to read, but those are just a handful that I really enjoy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have enjoyed Trope Week so far. As always, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you in tomorrow's Vlogmas video.